Good morning, Craig Howard here. Happy to be with you again this morning. I was reading something that happened to Kay Arthur one time when she was on her way on a flight home, and she was going through Dallas-Fort Worth. And as she was coming through the airport, she heard this commotion, and she heard these patriotic songs being played. And so she went over to see what it was. She and her friend went over to see what it was, and here was a whole gang of people that had flags and patriotic music ready to play, and they were waiting. They knew immediately what was going on. The troops were getting ready to come home, and they were there to welcome them home. And so the organizer, invited everybody that was going by, take a flag and help us welcome the soldiers home. So she and her friend had like 40 minutes or so till they had to be to their gate. So they went ahead and they took a flag, and as the soldiers began to come through, just one or two at a time, in the beginning, and then in larger quantities, they began to run through, and everybody was cheering and waving flags and acting all excited and patting them on the back and shaking their hands. And some of the soldiers, are coming through sort of misty-eyed from this welcome home. And after it was all over with, they had to leave and get to their gate, but Kay and her friend looked at each other, and they couldn't help but think the same thing. They thought, if I get there first, I'm going to be waiting at the gate, and I'm going to be cheering as loud as I can, welcoming you there and telling you good job. And Kay said, no, I'm older than you. I'm going to get there first, and I'm going to be the one at the gate cheering you on. And, we have to remember that we are soldiers in a battle that is taking place on this earth, a battle between good and evil, a battle between light and dark, a battle between the forces of God and the forces of Satan. And we are essentially the soldiers. And we have to remember that our home is not the United States of America. If you're a believer, your home is in heaven. And it made me think about, I wonder who is going to get the loudest cheers when they come through the gates of heaven. Who's going to get the loudest cheers? It may not be the person who stood up in a pulpit every week and preached great sermons or taught a great Sunday school class or packaged food for hungry people. Those are important, and I'm not diminishing those. But, sometimes I see people who are going through battles and struggles every day, and every day in and of itself is its own battle. I know a young lady, I think I've told you about her before. Every morning when she gets up, the voices begin in her head. The voices begin telling her to do things and do bad things, and tell her to, tell her how bad she is, and tell her how worthless she is, and tell her how ugly she is, and just all kinds of things like that. She deals with that battle every single day of her life. And I've told her many times before, I think she's the bravest person I know. I don't know if I could have stood it all this time, doing that all this time. But, people that get up every day and have to go through struggles with fighting cancer or fighting other illnesses or just debilitating situations. I know a mom who gets up every morning and has to deal with 2 severely autistic children. And every day, she loves them very much, but every day is a struggle. Every day is a battle. Peanut making her daily appearance, or her morning appearance. But there are a lot of people that are struggling and fighting battles every day, and I wonder who's cheering for them. And I wonder if maybe when they get to heaven, if they're not going to get the loudest cheers, because they fought that battle day in and day out, and they never gave up, and they never turned away from Christ, and they never gave up on Christ. And I wonder if maybe we shouldn't do more to help them fight that battle, if we shouldn't do more at being encouraging and loving when we see people that are going through struggles. Just words of encouragement, cards of encouragement. It's going to be great to welcome people to heaven. But I sometimes think that maybe the greatest welcome is going to be reserved for those that have gone through those daily struggles. The Bible says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 7, serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord, not people. The welcoming time is coming, but the greatest welcome is going to be when Jesus says, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of the Lord. That welcome from Christ, because we realized while we were here, we were serving Christ and we were faithful in that service. It also says over in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24, let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds. Look around at the people that are struggling. Look around at the people that are having trouble every day, that are fighting the battle every day. I got a call from a lady. She's 91 years old, and she needed help getting her grass mowed. And so I took care of getting her grass mowed. And then she called yesterday and said, do you know anybody that can help me get my walls and windows washed before going into winter? She's the sweetest person in the world. I said, well, we'll see what we can do. I haven't yet figured out. I'm not the right one to do the walls and windows. I'd probably make it worse than what it is. But just finding ways to encourage this lady who has lived her whole life working hard and serving others, and now she just needs somebody to help her. She gets up and she goes and does all that she can every day. But sometimes everybody needs a little encouragement. Well, my time is up. You have a great day today. When I do that, I'm looking at how much time I've used. Anyhow, you have a great day today. And Lord willing, I will see you tomorrow. God bless you in all that you do. And find somebody to encourage today. God bless you.